Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to today's Daily Divine, here to support our souls to shine through. My name's Lisa Lyle, and a very warm welcome to you, newcomers, and those who have been traveling here for a while. Thank you so much for showing up. Showing up for yourself and your heart at this time, and as a beautiful positive side effect, showing up for the collective of humanity, HUEMANITY. So at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind. So how's it going? How are we flowing? Today feels like it's going to be layered on top of yesterday's messages, as I still have good morning or good day, Jen. Welcome. Thank you so much for your comment. So what's happened with me is, as many of you know, I've been on vacation. I had to go into work yesterday. So after 6 days of not being outside of the house much, I had to go into the work environment yesterday. It wasn't so bad. Now I've got 3 more days on the back end of my vacation. So it's a weird, I have to say, we're in this weird kind of energy, which began to shift as we came into September, right? We're at September 3rd. September 1st, there was a noticeable shift. And then again yesterday, and this feels like the positive momentum of Virgo, which in some ways is calling us deeper into our physical experience, as well as we are beginning to see the external connection calling back to us the disowned parts of ourselves, right? From the shadow, the stuff that, the average person doesn't really want to deal with. And in fact, the truth is probably doesn't know that it's there to deal with. So you are dealing with it, you're doing it, and you are trusting your inner knowing. And this is supporting the growth that's all around. And it's supporting our ability, because we're in this new moon energy, right? The Virgo new moon at 11 degrees, in this energy of stepping onto, with confidence, without a doubt, onto our path of service, our path of mastery in this lifetime. And our path of service is the path of mastery. It's no longer the mind over matter, right? Because the mind is what is preventing that from which that truly matters from manifesting in our lives, right? It's, remember the saying, the devil is in the details, and the devil is in the mind. It's the ego energy that says, no, Jen, no, Lisa, you can't do that magnificence in the world. Who do you think you are? Well, I'm a child of God, a child of the stars, a child here to bring and bridge heaven on earth. Oh my gosh. There we go. And again, this 11 energy, like, can the signs, the synchronicities become any more clear? How are you feeling? How are you feeling in this moment? I know, without a doubt, many who are here for the live and those tuning in on the replay, at any time you get this, you're likely feeling overwhelmed. There's a lot going on. You're not alone. You're not alone. And you're being guided to have faith in the seed you have sown. Now, Rex has just let himself in from the outside, so the screen door is hanging open. I'm just going to whip back there and shut that door, okay? Barge your bone, Lou. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Sorry about that. 444. So we're surrounded by angels who adore us, who want us to live our bliss, experience abundance, and more. So the way that we, yesterday, I believe it was yesterday when I was saying that we are each here as a bridge to the experience of heaven on earth. We are meant to have this proverbial Garden of Eden experience while in the flesh. And along with that experience comes the unity, the feelings of unity, community, connection, breaking bread, um, you know, um, ripping open the fruit and really enjoying, savoring the flavor. Yeah, and Jen, the message for all of us when we feel like we're spinning the wheels, because what happens when, you're trying to get out of the muck, right? We've all seen it, the visual of the truck or the four-wheeler, something like this, stuck in the mud, and it wants to go, right? So it's spinning, and dirt's flying up, mud's flying up behind it, and what's happening is it digging itself deeper. So it's hard to do, I understand and know, and yet Virgo has a way of knowing and doing this, which is what really supports this path of mastery, is rest. It's not easy. It's not easy. And when we're feeling overwhelmed, sometimes all that is required is us to lay back or sit back and just take some deep breaths and settle into what is here. And that is the way that we're able to extract, acknowledge, observe the positives that are there. And, this is a really, really we have not experienced a time like this before. And it feels like with the minimum effort on our part, if we have been diligent, doing our inner work, showing up for ourselves consistently to the best of our ability, that it's going to only be the minimal amount of effort that we make. And all of a sudden, all of the stuff is going to, all of the resources, all of the connections, all of the people, all of the tools, everything we need is going to be drawn to us. And the reality is that it's already within us. We just need to get out of our minds. Look at this, another 11. That is 3 11s across the board. 3 11s across the board. Yes. And so for those of you, when I shared in the message, some interactive messages were premiered on the channel yesterday. Go check them out. Chakra Insight. I should add Chakra Insight for now. The most recent of the interactive messages. Check it out. Hi, Milos. So in one of those messages, I can't remember which one, I did mention a client that a message had come through, sloth had come in, and it wasn't even a sloth. That was the funny thing, Jen. It wasn't even a sloth on the card. I'm pretty sure it was a badger. And I just kept feeling this sloth energy. And what is frigging funny, Jen, is that yesterday at work, it came up again. It was like it came up in, I opened the internet and there was this whole article about sloths. And I think it was like things we can learn from sloths or something like this. But, this is really it. This is the devil in the details, the wall, the obstacles that, they're inner obstacles. We've created this obstacle course for ourselves throughout our life, and we're the only one that can run it. We're the only one that can, we can conquer the obstacles or the perceived obstacles that we set in place ourselves. And so what I'm really feeling with this, it's like, it does feel very third eye. So there is a message here for some: get off the fluoride, get off the fluoride so you can begin to see right. And it was a badger. Right? I know. It's funny. And that's, we just kind of go with the flow, and whatever comes through, I don't really, censor anymore. There used to be a time where I would hold myself back. No longer. I'm 54. I'm here to fly, and I am doing it at this time. And, we are all, check this out. Woo! Yes, yes, we are all in the hands of God, and this is the number. And what I love about this is that the number, it's a 31. It's the mirror image of the feminine, right? The feminine, to me, 13 is the number of the feminine. And in this, so this is showing up as that mirror image. It's like the masculine. Everything, we are at this point where we are called to embody our masculinity, our femininity from within. And some of us, those of us in female bodies, likely have to tune in a little bit more to our femininity, particularly at this time. Hopefully, years, a couple generations down the road, they'll be confident in who they are. We've never been taught, though, so it's going to take some time. For women who are here connecting with this, I would encourage you strongly to settle more into your sensitivities, being more open and receptive to love and support and help that is all around you. For men, there is a need, and this is a twofold message for the divine masculine, because there has been such an emasculation of men and manhood, being a man, and the role that men roles based on, our DNA. Let's just keep it simple, right? The X, the Y, that kind of stuff matters. And so, as women, we have women who are alive at this time. We've grown up through, the feminist movement, or perhaps you didn't grow up through it, but you're born at the time where the feminist movement has taken place. It actually decimated women. It didn't do a lot of good for women, except maybe, the burning of the bras. We don't have to put those on if we don't want to, right? We don't have to do anything we don't want to, is ultimately what the message is. And it is now about restoring righteousness, restoring the essence of God on this earthly plane. And we are each the bridge to that. And that bridge to the sky bridge, the possibility for union, look how beautiful it is. It reminds me of that card yesterday. Let's see if it's right here. It is, doesn't it? Similar. And it's the gateway. It is, it is the opening for us to move into, for us to make our mark in the world. And if you've been doing your work for quite some time, it is time to make a move. It is time to remove those masks and allow the world to see the real you. Because what is needed in the world is not what is already being seen. It hasn't been seen. And this is a bit of the devil in the detail energy, right? Because most of us are weird, right? We're strange. We're quirky little creatures, yet delightfully quirky. That was what I loved most about Frank in the Flesh. He got my quirk, and he totally, he thought the quirk rocked. And so, it's about us loving ourselves in that way where, we are totally, we're here for it. We're here for the experience. They keep guiding me back to this wall, the obstacle, and wanting to speak about the third eye. So there was the joke. It wasn't really a joke. It was true. If you're on the fluoride, get off the fluoride, clean up from inside. Wasn't that a message that came through yesterday? Cleaning up from within the experience. It feels like there's a call for meditation at this time, more of the inner journey. And it's really funny because I had a couple of strange dreams, and they're still there, and I will sit with them today and see what they want to share. And it feels like today's a good day if you are feeling, so perhaps you're not feeling, perhaps you're like Jen, let's say, and lots of us are, where we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot going on. So today may be a rest and rejuvenation day, right? It's a 3 energy, creation, the start, um, our foundations. So there may be a need for that. For others who have kind of, I feel like I've moved through the sloth energy for the last couple of weeks, and in particular since my birthday last week. And now I feel on the other side of it. So today I'm going to harness that energy and do some stuff. I'm not going to say anything. I want it to be a surprise for all of you who are here. A surprise, and yet, it's a gift. We're at this time where we are each standing up. I just heard standing up for ourselves against our own bullshit. And I'm going to say it because I don't think that's an illegal word here on this platform. And if it is, heck, I don't know. Find me on my website, like we can find each other if we want to. It just feels like it's time to move on. Oh, look at this. Flourish. Uprooted. The root girl. We're getting to the root of the things. This is the Wheel of Fortune. The flourish is the 9 energy that moves us into the Wheel of Fortune energy. It doesn't get any better than this, honestly. And they're saying, take this card, and then look what's the next one under it. That's hilarious. So this is the next card. It's like we are coming out of our shell. We're beginning to crack open slowly, and it's a sensitive, it's a tender process, right? Because we're inside our safe little cocoon and we're being said, no, we're being shown or told it's time to go out into the world. And we're like, no, but that shell was so safe and secure. And then, but look, we've got the butterfly of transformation. We're each coming into our own via our personal experiences, blowing our wishes on the wind, our wishes of abundance and prosperity for all, for unity, for peace. It all begins within the individual. We can't go out there as a band of brothers and sisters fighting externally for what we want. We've got to do that work within, because this is going to give birth to sustainable changes going forward for the children of God on this planetary realm, to have the experience of heaven on earth while living in the skin. So I'm going to hold this here. You can screenshot it because you likely won't be able to read it in the amount of time I'm guided to hold it here. So there you go. This is east, right? The rising of the sun, the direction that the sun follows. That's another thing. And maybe it's important to mention it here. Yesterday, I mentioned it to the girls at work that, when I sleep, my head needs to be in the direction of the east. And, east or south, I can get south is okay. Right now it's south here because I can't accommodate the east. No, it's east here. Yes, it's east. And at the new place, it's going to be east. And so this matters, right? It brings us in alignment with the cycles of the day, like the daily cycle. So we all work within the daily cycle, the weekly cycle, the monthly cycle, the seasonal cycle. We're like working within cycles within cycles within cycles. And what supports us, the message on this card is prayer, the red road south, the inner child, here to experience delight, here to live a good life. Yesterday I made myself a beautiful watermelon juice. Check out the picture on the community tab here. Oh, and this is what this is feeling. It's time to really get grounded. Like autumn's coming here in the northern hemisphere and spring over in the south. It's a big shift, and we are the balance points. What I found really interesting, yes, this came through last night. So you'll all remember our Pisces new moon back on March 10th of 2024. It was a banger, right? It was a banger. And since that time, many of us, self included, have been through the ringer, right? Emotional ringer. There's been so much stuff. It's been a tremendous amount of karmic clearing. And last night they showed me this Virgo new moon is the balance. Now we come together, we merge the experience, we're the bridge. We've made it across, if you will, or made it through. And it's time to take some time for appreciation, to show a little gratitude. You did it. You did it. Give yourself a little pat on the back. Did I hold that up long enough to get a read? What I'm feeling here is prayer and meditation supports us. Supports us as we courageously blow our wishes, the seeds of our dreams, out into the winds of change, or blow them out into the sea. The tides are changing in favor of humanity. HUEMAN. You know the rest, right? We're here. It's like we've been given a new canvas. And actually, they showed me a canvas that had already been created upon, layering the creation. And I think that's pretty cool because, you know, sometimes we think the new canvas, it kind of wipes out what's back there. Like that doesn't exist. That's not true. That's not true. It's all a part of the experience. This is that crone energy coming in again. Wisdom, Northwest, the home of the ancestors. I just heard home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. Is it? Or deer and the buffalo play? Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. I don't know what's going on with my voice today. A shift. This happens often, and it's exciting because I know that I just heard next octave, next octave. So we've got the 7, which is the physical body, right? The spine that we're here to align upon. And then we get Ma Buddha. This is the divine feminine. We've got 3 live viewers and 3 thumbs up. That's my number for the divine feminine. The 2 energy is my number for, well, the high priestess, the medicine woman, as well as the energetic of the cellular building blocks. And we are the building blocks. And look, this is that Empress vibe again coming through, right? We don't have to do much to thrive. We've already done a lot. And I feel like we're being rewarded. And, you know, Virgo energy, Virgos don't often reach out for help. And this is true for many of the signs. I'm just speaking from the perspective of this Virgo who's had the experience with the mind, the ego, and the battle that goes on between the heart and the mind. And the mind has often, for many of us, been loud throughout our lifetime. And yet it is the voice within the heart has never gone away, right? Just waiting for us to, I don't really care for this word much. And yet I'm hearing waiting for us to obey. And I'm hearing, why don't you like that word? It's because we don't like discipline, right? We don't like being told what to do. Hey, I'm not here to obey anyone. And yet this is coming from the higher realms. This is coming from Source, you know, who loves us unconditionally. That is what we're meant to obey. We live in a world where everyone is offended by what other people say. You know, no one's got a tough skin anymore. We're all, you know, I saw something. There's this guy on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link below. Bull Hansen, and I haven't watched the video yet, but he put out a video. I like him. He's like this Viking energy guy. He hasn't had a phone in years. He goes out to nature and he does his talks, and he's brilliant. I love his energy. True, like this is the divine masculine that would stand for you, that is standing for all of us. And the title of his video, We Live in the Age of the Man-Child. And I can't wait to dive into that and listen and see what's there, because I would have to agree. And so this is an opportunity for us to really step in more. Actually, I'm hearing not step in, settle in to the comfort. I believe this, I said this yesterday because that Tragically Hip song's coming in again. Settle in to the comfort of this blanket of love by the divine parents, the essence of the masculine and feminine, which is the entirety of the embodiment of God, the Alpha and the Omega, coming together in us. Love wins. This is passionate, deeply rooted, intensely healing, incredibly powerful, and yet just being, just sitting, resting. Jen, this is for you. They're saying this is, the rest energy. And this is where everything gets to land and settle in. And we get to begin once again, because it's been a big cycle from the Pisces new moon. We've had our Virgo full moon in there, and now we're at the Virgo new moon coming up to the Pisces full moon. So it's been a big cycle, this 6-month period of time. And the Virgo new moon really opens us up to this eclipse season again. And we're going to have the eclipse with the Pisces harvest moon. Oh my gosh. All right, let me read some of these comments here. Oh, Milos, I am my own worst enema. Virgo humor. Oh my God, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. And it's true. Oh my gosh. Thank you. There was a reason I didn't read that comment before, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pull it back. That is so funny. And this I'm sure as a child is what irritated the adults, the grown-ups in my life, whether it was in the home front or out there in the school or wherever, is like I was always talking, right? There was always something to say. There was always curiosity. And sometimes the things that I said perhaps cut sharply, or, because it was truth out of the mouths of babes, right? And then somewhere along the way, perhaps you get a backhand and you back down. You begin to go in and not really share. And so we're at this phase of our life where we are, okay, how do I say? The intelligence that, is within me is really more innate, like with the exception of studying, the path of fitness and to get certifications and stuff like that earlier in life. Most of my schooling has come from the experience of being human, has come from the heartaches, has come from the disarray, the child, the young Lisa who left part of herself back there because she was shut down. And, and all Lisa wants to do is show the world and those in it that she cares. And yet, oftentimes Lisa has waited for external validation that she's a worthy and deserving child of God with a message, with a voice. And it doesn't come from, I haven't gone to university, I haven't lived in a dorm, I haven't done any of that. I've been out there on the mean streets. And usually those mean streets were of my own making, of the mind. And so we're moving beyond it finally at this time. It feels really nice. There's one more card, and they're asking me just turn over the top card, which is this one. So let's turn it over. Oh, and they said in the bottom too. So there's the bottom. Right? The Tower. And it's a 7 again. So I get it. Okay. And then the top card. 72272. Could they be any more clear, everyone? We're doing great. We're on the right path. We are becoming more and more powerful each day. Laughter is a great way to shift, right? I was able to bring it back. I'm grateful because there's been moments when, we haven't. Yes. Is it laziness? I hear you, Milos. I want to address that because it comes back to, they're taking me back to obey, obey. We aren't too lazy. We are resistant to doing what we know will support us. So if we're amazing as this right here and now, could you imagine if we focused? It's about discipline, right? It's that inner, it's the will, right? The solar plexus. This is an opportunity for us Virgos, who have been ridden in a few rodeos and been around the block a number of times. It's really important for us to make that connection at this time, because this is where the completely 180 expansive shift takes place. It is about discipline. And if we all reflect back on periods in our life, it was in the 90s when I was really awakening once again from the sleep of my youth and early adulthood. Discipline matters. And so as spiritual beings having a human experience, what is critically important for us on a daily basis, consistently on a daily basis, which is why it's nice to carve out time. And it feels like the end of the day, the beginning and the end of the day. If we can spend some time early in the day setting the intentions, blowing the wishes out there into the universe, and then moving along, great. And then at the end of the day, it feels like there's much more of a need. And I'm very excited to get into the new space and create this new loving routine at the end of the day that is about taking time to honor the divinity that lives within the experience of Lisa, the human. And so it's not that we're lazy, because we're not lazy. We may get complacent. We may become sloth-like, and really what it truly is we're delaying our own satisfaction. We are delaying our own expansion, we're delaying our own ability to flourish, because we're resisting to take the time to nourish our soul. And so that's why I'm really grateful for this community, because it's like, I'm excited about this every day. And so here, with all this numerology stuff here, 72272. This chaos card is reminding me of the what was the card yesterday? It was the what's the shadow. The shadow. I put that away. Same energy. And so never mind the external BS, right? And what the folks that want to control this planetary realm that do want is they want to control you. They want to control they create chaos in the world. They create trauma. They create these situations where the human screams, oh my gosh, save me, help me, without realizing that you're the only one that can save and help yourself, right? And it's like and it takes time. It's not an overnight process. How old are you? You've lived a lot of life. I'm 54 now. I've lived a lot of life. And, the message is the same, whether you're 54, 24, 14, heal your pain. At 14, you've got less pain, you've got less pain. And what you haven't started causing yourself too much pain yet, right? It's usually been the external experience, but the devil is in the details. The mind is already activated because you are in survival mode. And so we have to address what is below the heart, honestly, the shadow. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, the scariest boogeymens are the ones in our head, and I have found that to be true. We are here to put the circle of light, the circle of life back upon the cross, the womb, right? The womb space. How am I doing this? Yeah, the womb space. Can you see it right here? The Ankh. We are that. And we are here to restore righteousness. We are here to experience prosperity, abundance, and more. Unity with our brothers and sisters. Knowing that we are in partnership with the divine in this lifetime. And, back to the feminist movement, that was really kind of a bit, where I can see in my life, although I wasn't alive. I was born in 1970. So, lived through it. And it's really, all these external movements have disconnected us from source, have disconnected us from God. Church bells don't ring anymore Sunday mornings. Everyone's so busy. Everything goes 24/7. Well, we're not robots. Maybe zombies. Maybe we're the zombie apocalypse, right? Everyone head in the phone. Prisoners have our own device. You can check out anytime you like. Can we ever leave? Well, we can't leave our mind. We can't leave the cellular memory within our physical experience. And so we're clearing this time. And we're moving up into our power. Sunflower power, activate. Because, the world is our oyster. This reminds me of the picture of creation on the wall there, Frank's. And it's beautiful. The universe is our partner. And are you acting as a good service provider? Sounds like it could be a little scandalous and risky. Right? How are you doing? Okay, because we are like this child. So the dark moon is like the womb space. It is where this child is getting ready to come out of the egg, right? So there's no rush. We're not in a hurry. We're not in a hurry. We can do this. We can do it. Yes, we can. By simply settling in, opening up, and just breathe. That's what we are meant to do today. And so with that being said, I didn't feel like we would be here for, how long are we here? 40 minutes almost. So that's it. I hope you all have a great day. Don't don't forget, your Milos, Jen, you guys will be going back into the draw again. A new subscribers for your opportunity to win a reading with me. We have a draw on a monthly basis. All you need to do is subscribe and comment on any content. If you haven't yet checked out the Chakra Insight, please do. Your presence here is a gift for which I am eternally grateful. Please know from the bottom of my heart and the expansiveness, or from the bottom of my roots and the expansiveness of my light up there with the stars, I see you, I feel you, I love you. And it is truly, I feel delighted to be able to connect and share with you in this way. And you being here is greatly supportive to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you.